living in Corinne. She is the climate change scientist in Canada. So how exactly can we tell that climate is really changing?
Well, if we look at the sea level from about 100 years ago, we can see that the level has raised over 10 centimeters. We found that the water level rises as much as 0.14 centimeters per year. The reason this is happening is because as the temperature is getting warmer, glaciers are melting. Since 1920, 9 trillion tons of ice has melted. The average temp has risen over 5 degrees in the past 100 years. Although that doesn't seem like much, even 1 degree of change can have huge impacts on the Earth.
That's crazy. Can you tell me how all of that is putting animals in danger?
Change of temperature is impacting many animals' lives greatly. Polar bears are the species in most danger. Rising temperatures causes many problems for their survival. The polar bears rely on ice for many things. They use ice as a platform to hunt seals. Without the ice, they lose their main food supply. The warming temperatures are also causing dens to collapse. Mothers use dens to birth and raise their cubs. When the dens are collapsing, baby bears get stuck under the snow and suffocate.
I know that the rising temperatures causes many problems in the environment, but does the warmer weather itself affect any animals?
Yes, many animals are impacted by the increase in temp. Monarch butterflies are a good example. The butterflies know to migrate when the weather starts to get colder. In recent years, the monarch migration from Canada has been delayed for as much as 6 weeks due to warmer than usual temperatures that failed to trigger butterflies' instinct to migrate. When the temperature finally gets low enough to trigger migration, it's too cold in the Midwest and the butterflies die on their trip
I
south.
didn't think just a few degrees can make such a difference, but now I know how damaging it is. Thank you for taking the time today to inform me. Now we're going to hear from our conservation scientist from the United States. Casey, we are here in New York City. As you can see, there's tons of pollution around us. So how can we try to conserve animals and their habitats?
Well, you could start by doing some really simple things like changing your light bulbs to the EPA's Energy Star light bulbs, going meatless for 1 day or more a week, using reusable cups, recycling, telling people about animals that are near you, stop using herbicides and pesticides, and reduce waste.
Is there anything that bigger companies try to do to help?
Actually, there are some companies out there who loan out money to nonprofits that work on preserving and advancing animal habitats, so that the land won't be bulldozed by other companies who just want the land for their own purposes.
Are there any companies that are working to help endangered animals without moving them from their natural habitats?
Yes, there are. For example, orangutans are a critically endangered species with no more than 800 still in existence. They're large and slow, so they make easy targets for hunters. Their habitats are being destroyed, and people hunt them for fun, food, or to keep the younger ones as pets. But organizations like World Wildlife try to help protect their orangutans' habitats by working in places like Sumatra and Borneo to try to slow down the pet trade and conserve more of the natural habitats that they need to survive.
That's really cool of them. Are there any other companies who try to do the same thing?
Companies like Tesla are making the transition from gasoline to renewable resources for cars. With just 150 Tesla factories around the world, the entire Earth could switch to renewable energy.
Those companies are so cool. It's amazing that there are so many simple ways that you can help out at home as well. Thank you. We are here with the amazing environmental scientist Lainey from Italy.
Hi, I'm really excited to share about my studies about climate changes to the environment that specifically are affecting many animals in all habitats.
So Lainey, how are the animals being affected most by climate change in the Arctic?
Animals that live in places like the Arctic are having their habitats ruined because of the ice melting rapidly. This is happening so fast and affecting many animals' supply of food. Animals like caribou, reindeer, and narwhals have had many struggles with the loss of ice in the Arctic.
So what exactly does the ice do for these animals?
The ice protects narwhals from other animals and other noises that could scare and expose them to new and uncommon things. The narwhals especially would likely be exposed to new noises and new threats. They handle the stress poorly.
That sounds horrible for the animals, all because of the humans polluting the earth and causing so much ice to melt. I never realized how much every animal is being affected.
Not just the animals in the Arctic are being affected, though. The animals in the desert are also being affected so much. The average number of days each year with temperatures hotter than 90 degrees increased by more than 25%. The tortoise population especially is reduced so much, and there are more tortoises found in the desert, dead than alive. Poor diet, reduced access to food as a result of drought, livestock grazing, and habitat degradation. Exposure to toxic materials combine to weaken their immune systems and kill them.
Well, that was all for today. That was very informative and really helped me realize just how in-depth our ecosystem is. The animals are in danger, and we have to act quickly to try to save them. Thanks to our climate conservation environmental scientists for taking the time to help out today.
Devil is colder in the summertime. I'll lose my mind at least another 1,000 times. Hold my hand tight.